guys, I'm here today with a first impression demo and foundation review on the new Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint foundation. I got the shade Nude 40. I watched a few reviews and demos and I think that will be my match based on what I've seen. It may be a little bit dark, but we'll see. I went ahead and I put on my It Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness on my cheeks because I wear that every day. I would never rely on any foundation to cover that. If you are new to my channel, I have rosacea, so I have some really extreme redness on my cheeks that is pretty impossible to cover. It is 7 a.m. so I just woke up a little bit ago. I got my daughter off to school and I thought now would be a great time to do this before the baby wakes up. So if I have like sleepy eye, that's why. So I'm just gonna apply it on camera with you for the first time. If you have not seen the bottle before, this is what it looks like. It has the doe foot sponge applicator like the Clinique. A lot of people complain about this, saying it's not hygienic. A lot of under eye concealers, most under eye concealers have the same mechanism, and I don't hear anybody talk about that. So I'm kind of a little unsure. Myself, I don't necessarily love this only because I'm so used to like, okay, I need a pump, I need a half a pump, I need two. And this, it's just a little harder to gauge, and that's just me being stuck in my ways. So, I also don't have my contacts in because I don't like to put my contacts in first thing in the morning. So, it's, I can't see as well. But I had been really curious about this foundation because a lot of people were saying it was a dupe for the La Mer foundation, which I had really been curious about, but I was not ever going to spend that price tag on a foundation. My Lancome stick foundation is about as expensive as I really want to go. I may have to get up and go get me a little hand mirror. But I kind of wanted to see, I thought this would be a good review because everybody's saying it's a light to medium coverage, it's a skin tint. So I wanted to see, can those of us with more problem areas get away with using this? Can we get away with the lighter coverage foundation look? Yeah, I'm going to have to hop up real fast and go get me a little hand mirror. Hold on one second. Okay. It is definitely a super light finish. I don't feel it on my skin. I don't even really see it on my skin. I mean, it covers, I'm going to do a little bit more, but it doesn't leave a look of foundation behind. You're not like seeing a bunch of product, any kind of a cakey look. If you do not like the look of foundation on your skin, I could see you really liking this. It claims 24-hour wear. Personally, I have a hard time believing that claim because it is such a light coverage. But I'm able to go in and build it up without it getting thick or cakey. That looks like I have some kind of a zit. I think that's just the light hitting the like bone structure of my chin. I think it looks really good. I'm going to add a touch more over here. It's still like super light coverage. I doesn't leave. I'm just really amazed at how light it is. I don't know if I've ever put on a foundation so comfortable in my life. I don't even know if I can express it to y'all how comfortable it is. You can still see like parts of your skin peeking through. Like if you have a few freckles or a few little marks. But I kind of like that look because it just looks a little, I don't know. I like my skin to be covered because I have a lot of redness, but I also like a little bit of a natural finish. Okay, so I hope you can see, like, I feel like I could get away with not even setting it because it has such a light texture. So far I'm really liking it. I'm going to do my under eye concealer on camera just so we can see how well it applies on top of this. I think this would be a really good everyday foundation. If you're wanting full glam, you know, perfect skin, heavy coverage, this obviously isn't it. But if you have, you know, pretty decent skin, then it would cover anything you would need to start with. And y'all know how much I have. And with using your corrective measures, if you have really bad skin before your foundation, then you can get away with a lighter coverage. I go back and forth. I'm like an all or nothing. I either like all makeup or nothing, because if I wear just like a really light coverage that doesn't cover anything, then to me it looks worse than nothing, because it's like, oh, there's a little light layer of foundation and you can see all the rosacea and redness underneath it. I don't like that look. But with using my It by Redness before this, it just looks, it looks so natural. The only downside is it does not have SPF, which if it did, it would be a super great one for the summer, you know. Now, it's supposed to be a hydrating formula, so I don't know how it's going to wear in the really hot humidity, but the way it feels on my skin right now, before powder, I feel like it would work really well. But I'm going to wear it throughout the day today. I'm going to do little check-ins and let y'all know how it goes. Like I said, it is 7 a.m. so you're going to get a full day's worth of wear. This is not really what this video was about, my concealer. I put a little bit more of my Shape Tape on than I intended, so it's taken me a little bit of time to blend it out. Okay, that's good enough. I'll probably go in my bathroom and use my beauty blender just a touch. So I will finish my makeup and then I will pop right back on and we'll look at how it looks with everything on top of it. Okay, so I went ahead and I put on the rest of my makeup, and the only complaint I have about this foundation is where I put my under eye concealer, because I think I actually used a little too much of the Tarte Shape Tape, is I can see that this part of my skin has like more of a natural look, and then where my concealer is, I can actually see the concealer on my face where I don't see the foundation as much, if that makes sense. So if you want to wear this, I think you definitely need to be a little light-handed with your concealer, or wear maybe one that doesn't have so much full coverage as this. So that's something I'll just have to play around day to day. It doesn't look bad, it's just I can actually see it like in my pores where I don't see it so much on the rest of my face. I think it's a decent match. It may be a touch darker than me, which that's fine. As we get to the summer, I'll be a little darker. But I don't mind if my foundation's just a little bit darker than my face. It looks good. I mean, you can see some real life peeking through, but it's I mean, it looks good. It's something at least different to where I don't feel like I have a mask on, because I do wear such full coverage a lot of the time. But if you have issues, you definitely need to pre-conceal, whether you use Bye Bye Redness or some heavy duty coverage concealer. You can't depend on this to cover everything up, but right now I am liking it. It's definitely a different look, something just a little lighter and fresh, because lately I've been doing you know, a lot of mascara, my brows, but just a really light wash of eyeshadow and not wearing any eyeliner, just for day to day. So I will check in with you in a little bit. It is 7:25 now, so I hope to check in at least 2 to 3 more times, so we'll see. Okay, hey guys, I wanted to do a quick check-in. It has been about 3 hours since I applied the foundation. It's now 10 o'clock. We're about to go out and run a few little errands, so I'll check in again this afternoon and let you know. But I did want to give you a few details on the foundation that I forgot to mention earlier. I did pick up the shade Nude. I am a MAC NC20. There were 2 ivory shades. One was more yellow, one was more pink. They both, well, that yellow one looked a little too light for me. And then there was another shade Buff, which didn't look right. And then I picked Nude. Honestly, I think the light ivory shade, the yellow one, and the Nude would probably be a better match for me mixed. So, you know, if I really fell in love with it, that's something I may think about. It's about it's just the tiniest bit dark. It's hard to tell because I have my blush and bronzer over here. It doesn't look bad, but it is a little bit dark. It hasn't oxidized at all. I feel like right here and right here and right here, where this is mostly my concealer, and then right here I could use a blotting sheet, but I have to do that most any days anyways, and that's probably a lot to do with me using the ambient lighting palettes as setting powders, because they're not real oil absorbing or controlling. But other than that, that's nothing new. So I may just blot that in a little bit and see. But so far, it's still wearing pretty good. So I just wanted to do a quick check-in before we go out and about. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm here for my last check-in. It is almost 4 o'clock, which means this foundation has been on for almost 9 hours. I did blotting one time. I haven't touched up with any powder or anything like that. In person, I think it looks really good. It is not hot, but a little more warm as the day goes on. I've done a decent amount of stuff today. I haven't been like exercising out in the heat or anything, but you're distracting me. But I think it's held up really well. So I'm pleased with how it looks. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a very natural type makeup. It's not full coverage, but if you pre-conceal any issues, if you need full coverage, you can get away with it, because I definitely did that. It has a little bit of a dewy, glowy look, so it's kind of like a healthy look. I don't think it's too dewy. I don't think it's too heavy. I don't feel it on my skin at all. It's not a heaviness. It's not tacky. It doesn't leave anything to my skin. I mean, I don't even feel it. It's very comfortable to wear. So I have to say it's worth picking up. I will mention at Target it was $14.99, but on the Target website it was $12.99. But you can always get them to price match in the store if their online prices are different. Just go to the customer service desk. I don't know what it is at Walmart. I don't know what it, I think at Ulta it's $14.99 as well. And they have, you know, those $3.50 off coupons of 15. So I don't know if it would work, because they're pretty picky with that. You may have to spend like another penny. But anyways, it is definitely good. It will be something that's a very natural look day to day, when you just want to make your skin look a little more perfected, but you don't want a whole heavy, you know, look going on. So I have to say, I think it's definitely good, you know, especially for a drugstore foundation. If you're wanting to stretch your regular foundation and not use the high-end every day, it's definitely worth checking out. When I do finish this one or another foundation, then I may try another drugstore one, because it's been a while since I've tried some drugstore ones. So that's all for this review today. I guess we will let you go and talk to you later. Do you want to say bye?
Bye-bye. See you later. Say bye-bye. See you later.
All three of us are here. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.